Good morning, friends. Good morning. My name is Teresa with Jeremiah Dreams, and we are hopefully going to finish up our vintage tractor piece today. I'm kind of on a deadline with it. So today is, I'm determined, will be the day we'll get it done, one way or another. So if you guys will just please come on in, say hello. If you are new to me, please subscribe to my channel so that you can join me every time or watch the replay for all of the projects that I'll be bringing to you on this channel. I appreciate your help. And in the description, there's some links for some of my favorite tools. And if you wish to buy me a coffee, that link is there as well. So just follow me, hit that subscribe button, and I would love to get to know you. So come on in, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, and I try to respond to those who leave comments. And let's get started. Let me change my view here so that you guys can see exactly what's going on up close and personal. There's Vicky. Good morning. How are you, sweet friend? Come on in here. I've kind of my tabletop is a little bit of a mess. I've got to get my camera adjusted too. I thought I had everything ready to go. Y'all know how it is. Baxter is my little mini schnauzer, and he was giving me a little bit of grief this morning. And here we go. Hopefully this will be much better. Getting everything situated. Let's see if I can get it back this way. There we go. Thank you all. I'm so sorry. I meant to already have that fixed and just forgot. Just forgot. All right, let me slide my laptop back just a little bit. So we made it to Friday. I can't believe it. Can you? Some weeks you just feel like, oh, I just don't know. Let me get my brushes kind of arranged here. So in today's session, we are going to add in more of the florals, kind of highlight more of the wildflowers that are in the background. So this will hopefully finish up this piece. I'm very pleased with how it's come along. I hope you have enjoyed this. We'll be starting something new next week, and I'm really excited and look forward to that too. So what I want to do first, we've got some good depth already painted into this foreground. So we're going to add some highlights and some wildflowers. And one of the colors that I use, that I love to use for highlighting greens and such is this light olive by Master's Touch. And we're going to be using my fan brush. And let's see, what size is this? Does it say? Hold on, y'all. It's a size 1. I'm just using a size 1 fan brush. Get a little bit of this light olive out. So how is everybody doing? I hope you've had a good week and you're planning for a good weekend. Let me get a little water on my brush, and we're just going to gently thin down this light olive a little just so it will flow much better. I love the Master's Touch paints. All right. So we're just going to put in just sections of grassy areas that we're going to build on to put in our wildflowers. Can everyone see okay? Let me know if I need to make any adjustments. I want to be sure everybody can see well. And we're even going to come up in front of this tractor some. We're just putting in these tufts of tall grass, very field-like is the vibe here. Get some more water in my paint just to thin it down so it'll flow better. These fan brushes are amazing for just quickly getting in some of these highlights. Let's put a few more kind of in our background. We want to put a few right in front of our stables. I call these the stables because this is representing what we had when I was growing up. And that's what we called our barn-like structure. We called them the stables. We only ever had one horse in all the years that I remember growing up there, and we didn't have it very long, but we mainly used it to store our farm equipment. Oh, thank you, Vicki. All right, so we want to add a little additional color I'm going to keep it bright, and I'm going to use my light green in the Master's Touch and just kind of add a little more. We're still going to use the fan brush. Let me show you kind of the colors here. We have our light olive. This is the next green we're going to use. It's just a bright green as well, but it's going to help give additional detail to our tall grass area. So again, I just got a little water on my fan brush and just kind of using the water that's on the brush. I don't want to oversaturate my color, and just kind of offloading it. But just adding some of that water just helps it to flow. And we're just going to layer in this tall grass. Y'all are hearing my Baxter boy in the background. He's my sidekick. I'm just layering in. Get a little more water just to help it thin and flow. Brooke, good morning. They're in Guatemala on a mission trip. Yes, ma'am. We absolutely need to pray. I think there were some missionaries recently killed. I think they were in Haiti, though. So we always want to keep those in prayer that are in mission work, for sure. All right, I'm going to grab a little more of my light olive, and we're just going to come in the foreground. Get that tone going. I'm trying to pull in some of that color, and I kind of want it in different directions. I'm going to use the other end, the very tip, and kind of just work in some different directional shapes. So my dad is the inspiration behind this piece. Growing up on the farm and all that stuff. So I'm going to share with y'all also that this piece is actually going to be the feature in my monthly subscription box. And if you would be interested in getting into that, I believe I've got the link in the description, or you can comment here and I'll be glad to share information with you about my monthly subscription box. I do write a devotional that goes along with it. So there's a scripture and there's artwork, and I include a matted 5x7, 2 greeting cards. The matted 5x7 is of this artwork, 2 greeting cards, a devotional card that written by me, and a beautiful pen that you can write your sentiments to your loved one in the cards, and stickers of the artwork that you can use on the cards or however you like. Okay, so we're going to bring in next, I'm going to bring in some of this milky white color. I love this shade. It's just a soft cream. Good morning, Denise. How are you, my friend? Listen, and those of you that are curious about my friends jumping in over here, they are on my Telegram channel, and I let them know where and when I'm going to be, and they are able to join me here. So if you'd like to get notifications of when I'm going to be live and where I'm going to be live, whether it's here or Facebook, and there are different projects on each platform, I have my Telegram in the description, and you can it's free. And it's a great way to keep up with me. So we're just going to bring in some sections of wildflowers. And I'm just tapping this in with a brush that I have that is very worn. But it's perfect for special effects. And so we're just going to layer in wildflowers. We're going to bring in some white, pure white on top of this. So this just gives it additional tones and color. Just kind of scattering everything. Brooke, they have a learning and serving experience there today. Your pastor works with artisans from various countries and runs a fair trade store in Kansas. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. Oh, thank you for sharing, Brooke. Thank you so much, y'all. That just makes such a difference. You guys, it really, really does. I can't do what I do without you. We're just adding some more of these lighter colored wildflowers and tufts back in the back. Y'all, this is the easiest way to do wildflowers, especially when you're in the distance. Just making these touches of color. I can see a spot. I need to kind of bring some color into right up against my tractor. It's kind of a void. We're just going to kind of fill in a little bit. Oh, backstairs, he's making his little nest so he can just lay down and take his nap after he slept all night. What do they call it? A dog's life? Very much so. Just kind of filling in some of these voids where I had allowed for the tractor to be painted in. Let me get this filled in through here. Just kind of slowly building the color and being easy not to get too much onto my tractor. I want to be very careful because I mixed that color and sometimes it's hard to get that same color mixed up again. Okay. That will probably be just fine. Okay, so let me bring in some of my titanium white. Look in comparison to the milky white, and that's just going to give it additional pop. And then we're going to bring in some more pinks. If you would be interested in purchasing a print of any of my artwork or greeting cards, let me know. But this is going to be featured in this month's subscription box. And let me do a little different. I'm going to use a different brush. I just thought about this because I want to make these white ones just a little more, I don't know, a little bit larger. And I'm just kind of dotting in no certain pattern or formation, just kind of dotting them in. What do y'all think so far? How are you liking this project? It took quite a few segments, and so those of you who are new to me, it's difficult to get a complete artwork done in one sitting because it does take several hours. It's worth it, but I do break it up into segments, and I do number the segments for easy reference. But add some little specks of white. But I love when I take my time. I'd rather take my time and have quality work than speed paint. Thank you, Miss Brooke. Listen, I just so appreciate y'all being here. You make a difference. We're just adding this white. Give it additional little pop. These little tufts of flowers. We're going to kind of congest them a little more in this little section. And then we're going to come in with a little more pronounced greenery to kind of help support these even more. And coming back in, I kind of put in a thin layer, so now I'm going to bring in a thicker layer to make it more pronounced. And when we get this kind of to a good stopping point, We're going to remove all this green tape from the edges. And y'all, for me, when it gets to that point, it's like opening a Christmas present. It just, oh my goodness, I love that effect of removing that tape and seeing those crisp edges. There we go. Let's put a little more of these white ones in the background. Really kind of adding to that wild field of wildflowers effect. Kind of bringing the background and the foreground together. Hey, Denise, you love it? Oh, thank you, friend. We're going to bring in some more paint, too. Okay. It's coming together, isn't it? All right, I want to use a very pretty bright pink. Let me find it. Sorry, y'all. I can't. I'm kind of in a quandary. I may use both of these. So I have in Master's Touch this pink. It's a little softer. We might use a mixture of these. I have this Violet Lemonade. And as you can see, I use a lot of different brands at times. And then we have this Vivid Pink in just the craft paints. We might use a mixture of all three. Not mixing them together, but using all three in layers. And I think that will really kind of help bring it together as well. So I'm going to start with the darkest one, which is and this is a magical chalk paint by Paint Pixie, and it's called Violet Lemonade. It is a chalk paint type of paint, but I love it. It gives some good coverage. We're just going to kind of pop in this color in the background. Now I'm being very scattered and light with it. And I think it helps that we've got that white down there already. It just helps that to pop. Okay. Let's add some in. We're not going to cover it all up. We are going to just gently add in these tones. Okay, so now let's bring in our softer pink. This is the Master's Touch brand. Get a little bit of that out. Get some on my brush, and we're going to just gently add just small amounts. This pink against these other colors almost has a coral effect. There we go. And now I'm going to come in with some green and kind of enhance some of the grass in the foreground. I'm going to use, let me see, which one do I want to use? I want to use a longer, let's do this. This is a, what size is this? This is a script brush, size 2. I think it's going to give me kind of what I'm looking for. Maybe. We're going to try. Sometimes you trial and error. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to start at the base and kind of press and then lift up. I think I need a darker one now that I'm working in it. Or let's try it. Hang on, y'all. I'm trying to decide. Sometimes it's trial and error. Let me try just doing even some of the lighter. Because we've got so much dark. I may even mix it with some white and lighten it up even more. Get it a little brighter. Get a little water in there to thin it down just a little. Hang on, friends. Trying to get the right shade. And we'll layer this up as well. This is kind of like a foundational layer. Trying to get my paint to the right consistency. Good morning, Elizabeth. You're going to be a silent viewer. Got to get ready for work. I got you, girl. How's Elizabeth doing today? I need to go check out your live. Try to do that today. See how that went for you. Just going to add a little bit of this back here. Not much. Not much. All right. Let's come back in. I'm going to use a smaller brush now. And come in with some darker green to kind of settle that and give it a little more depth. It is Friday. Goodness. I wasn't sure I was going to make it. I don't know about y'all, but it's been a kind of a busy short week, hasn't it? Putting in that lighter color helps this shade that I really prefer. Helps it to kind of pop a little bit and be visible. But we are about to wrap this little project up. Just adding in some of these grassy stalks. Do you think so, Vicki? Thank you, girl. It just so reminds me of the days growing up. So I'm going to add some highlight color of grass tufts through here. And then we'll settle it down with our other green. I'm looking for balance now with my grass. Just kind of like a filler. So I'm actually kind of doing reverse of what I typically do. Typically I paint dark to light, but in this situation it's because we already have a very good dark background. We're painting a little bit of light to dark to help highlight this mid-tone of green. Okay, so I want to come in now with an even smaller brush. Where is it at? This is a very small brush. This is a spotter brush, an 18-0. And I really want to go even darker with this one to kind of help bring in that depth. I'm going to use this grass green, a much darker one, and we're going to add just a little bit of this along there, and it's going to help make the rest of this kind of have some dimension to it. Get my paint pen down a little bit. So we're just going to kind of come in here. Now these smaller brushes, I love detail brushes, but they don't hold a lot of paint. So you kind of have to reload your paint quite often. But the effects that they provide are just spot on. I'm coming over onto my tape so that we have some appearance of it running off that canvas area. But the darker colors enhance the lighter tones. So you can kind of see that in this section. Kind of building the base with these darker shades, because as that grass comes up, it grabs the light more as it moves up. So those of y'all that have been with me from the first session of this tractor piece, you've seen it kind of evolve into, I love when my paintings kind of tell a story. And for me, it's the story of my childhood. You can kind of see how those darker shades just really give it a new dimension, don't they? Just adding in depth. Need to do a little filler. Probably need a little bit of depth up here in our background. I'm going to be very gentle about it. Let me send down my paint again. Starts to kind of dry. I want that flow. Pull this down a little more. Sorry about that, y'all. I don't mean to get it off camera there. Okay, let's come up in here. Just being very sporadic. Okay, one of the things I do want to do is I want to enhance the depth under the tractor. I'm just going to kind of add some more of this darker green. What do y'all think? All right, I think we can remove our tape and see what we've got. Hold on, I just saw something I want to do. Bear with me here just a second. I'm going to get a little black. Sometimes you just got to pause. It's my black. I just had some. And I am going to use craft paint in black because it's already kind of thin. Don't want much. Let's see. Just going to get a little. Just notice that our tree needs a little separation from the staples. A little bit of depth. Just a little detail work. And I kind of moved on from this. I wasn't too worried about it because it's not the focal point. Just bringing a little detail to our little barn up here. This around so I can get to it a little easier. Trying to decide what we need on this side. I may have to take the tape off to determine what we have going on over here. Making sure I'm not getting paint on me. All right. Let's kind of pull that off now and see what we have. Thank you, ladies. Oh, I'm so glad y'all like this. Okay, let me get my little scissors. And we're going to flip this over and we're going to begin to cut away this tape. This frog tape is what I usually use. You can use any kind of painter's tape. But I'm telling y'all, it sticks. It means business now. So I have to kind of snip some of these edges. See what I mean? This is like unwrapping a Christmas present. Do y'all like this step as much as I do? Get these corners off. All right, here we go. Coming to life. There we have it, friends. All finished, all complete. Let me get this lined up in the frame for y'all. Raise up our camera just a little so you can see better the whole picture. But I think it really turned out nice. Very pleased. I hope y'all enjoyed this project. We'll begin a new project this next week. Regina, how are you, sweet friend? So here's our vintage tractor piece. I'm very, very pleased. So you guys, let me know in the comments what you think. And thank you, Regina. So we'll begin a new project next week here on this channel. And I'm always open to your suggestions. If y'all want to leave me a comment of what you would like to see painted or created or crafted, y'all leave me a comment. We may be doing some crafting in here as well. Add heat to it and it releases better. Well, I'm a little, I get you, Elizabeth, for sure. I get on the back side, I do that whenever it starts lifting the canvas paper off. But this side, it does pretty well. It doesn't do too bad at all. Okay, sweet friends. Let me flip y'all back over here. And just tell y'all, thank y'all for being here with me. I love each and every one of you guys, and I'm so thankful you're here. I hope you'll join me again next week. I don't know yet what we're going to do, but it will be something creative and fun and hopefully inspirational. I hope y'all have an amazing day. I love each and every one of y'all. May the Lord be with you. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Amen. Bye, sweet friends.